Right, and here's old Allen's smallholding video blog part 1, I suppose. What have I done so far? Well, I made a big pile of soil here, which has come from the driveway here, so opened that out. That was just wide open around there and there. Obviously there's more digging out to do on that bit, but it gives you an idea. I've just been putting in these fencing posts this weekend, so we've got, with Wilma's help obviously, got a strainer post there. That is from that mark there. There's 1.2 metres in the ground, so it's 4 foot, 3.5 foot actually in the ground there, nice and solid. This is the stake, which runs down a nice shallow angle into the ground. That helps support that, so when the fencing is applied on here along the line and you strain it up, it stops that post from moving. So there's my line with posts, straight down there to the corner, over there, and then it runs along that hedge line there. There's a gate over there, so we'll wander over there and have a look at the gate. As you can see, Wilma doesn't like walking on the field because the stinging nettles, look, watch this, come on, come on, the stinging nettles and the dead bits of thistle that are in here sting her feet, don't they? Sting your feet, yes. So I have to carry her. So this is generally how we get around the field. So, right, corner strainer post in there, and the little stakes in front and little saplings, because I've planted a line of those along the old hedge line. So there we go, there's a line of saplings running along the fence line. Now obviously all of this, that pile, those piles over there, that's all the stuff that came from clearing this hedge back to put this in. So at some point there'll be an almighty bonfire. Just put the dog down again. So just pop this gate in. This has just gone in today when my brother helped me do this. That's just a private access gate for, of course Wilma doesn't need to use it yet, private access gate for the lady who sold me the land in the first place, so she can still come out and chat to me. Oh well. This is the problem I have. I get to keep Wilma on the lead because she'll run off if she gets a scent of anything, but the lead keeps getting caught up. Come on. Right. Under. Good girl. So it's much easier for me to work here when I don't have to have Wilma here, but she's a good companion, so I put up with it. Anyway, over there behind the apple tree you can see the road, obviously the houses beyond, and you can see the hedge, the blackthorn hedge that I've laid down It's not a very neat job. It's purely functional, just to get that bottom bit thick and the top bit sort of growing again. Got some piles of timber around the place, hawthorn and poplar there, all sorts of things that come out of the thinnings. See, right in the middle of the screen is sort of a pile of moss and lichen in the middle of that blackthorn. Oh, well, you can see that. Inside there, there's a long-tailed tit nesting. I know they're a common bird, but they're a very pretty common bird. And I watched it build that nest, so that has sort of halted progress on clearing that section there, so that's going to have to wait now. But we're coming out of the field, so there's looking back down the field, which obviously needs a heck of a lot of work. The field continues off around the corner there, but as you can see it's all bramble and stuff, so we're going to come this way. We're coming into the woods. See, carpet of greenery coming through in the woods. This green plant here, which absolutely covers the floor of the woods, I found out from my dad, is dog's mercury. This is why Wilma has to be on the lead. She's on the trail. She knows this thing's living in here. Case in point. There we go. So I have to keep hold of her. Anyway, dog's mercury. It has tiny little white flowers, apparently, insignificant white flowers. There's two types, perennial, which is this one, and there's an annual. This one, as I say, absolutely covers the floor in these woods, and it's poisonous, so don't go cooking it, because you will end up very, very poorly. Now, I've got some big old trees in here. Ash tree there. As you can see, that dropped a limb in the winter storms. Not sure if you can see that very well, but that's that limb down there. That's just that one there. So that's what came down, and I've got plans for this timber. What I need in these woods is some seating, and there's some bits here that I'm hoping I can split out some sections. It's not terribly wide, it's only about 6 inches wide, but it'll be enough to make a little narrow seat. So I'm hoping I can cut that and then sort of split it and put some legs on it. And use that. Pick up the dog again. Over you go. And we're going to come bring you down to the lunch stop, the camp. Here's my little home from home. Little stock of firewood in there that's left over from lunch today. Cooked lunch today. Ooh. On my little Frontier stove here. On top. See in there. That's still hot in there. If I wanted to, I'll be able to spark that up again. Nice thing about these Frontier stoves. Got that closed down. It's quite cool on top now. Still warm. Still warm to the touch. Chimney's nice and cool. It was really nice. What was really nice, I had my brother helping me today, and we managed to have a fry up. We had a frying pan on the front there, we had a kettle on the back. No smoking camp because it's all been taken away, you know, up the chimney. And it was a windy day, so once it got going, there was a bit of smoke popping out the door, you know, as it got going. But once it got going, smoke was getting drawn straight up the chimney, and it's doing a fantastic job. So what I'm going to do now that's cool is going to take the chimney off and lay it down inside this canopy so that it's nice and safe. Out there is a view out sort of to the other side of the field, the far side of the field, right around the other side of the brambles and things. That's where we're looking now. Over down that way is the stream, so I can get fresh water down there. Take you off down there in a minute. Let's go have a little lie down in my tent. I've done about 3 weeks of working every day, and that's working for money 5 days a week or 4 days a week dependent, and then the rest of the time working here, spending money, so on the new fencing and things like that. But it's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling. I'm exhausted. I'm really tired. I could do with a bit of a break, but I've got the netting to put on that fence now. I've got little bits of finishing off to do on that bit, and that, I mean, that's the first section. There's about 60 meters of fencing there. That's the first section. I've got, I think on that line I've probably got about just over another 100 meters of fencing to do, I think, from where I've got to now. Maybe a bit more, 110, 120 meters or so to get to the corner, and then I've got to do a return up the next door field. There's less of a time limit on that, or time pressure on that. The only thing is, once I've got everything fenced, of course, I can let this little one run around and do what she wants to do, whereas at the moment I can't do that. So say hello. So she has to be tied to me, or sat in the van, or whatever. She doesn't seem to mind too much, but I know she'd like to have a good nose about. Frontier stove, highly recommend those. I mean, it's ideal if you can leave it somewhere. It's no good at all for a lightweight camp, or one that you've got to move, sort of quickly, because if you use this, I mean, we only used this for, I don't know, about an hour, and that was sort of 1 o'clock, so 1 till 2 o'clock. 2 hours later, that is still red hot on the bottom. I mean, the top's okay, but you wouldn't want to be moving it. You'd have to empty it all out to cool it down to move it, so it's good if you can leave it somewhere. Wilma's leading the way down to the stream. Go. Right, so she's just following an animal trail now, and I've got to put a fence on my side of the stream. Ow. Stick my head on the tree. Oh. Anyway, from here. Jesus, that hurt. Wait a minute. Right. From here, I can give you a nice close-up of the stream. God, I told you I was tired. Right. That's just bubbling down through those roots, coming out under the tree as well, and then it goes underneath this one that I've just collapsed on top of. There you can see, and underneath the root bowl of that tree, which is collapsed over some years ago. Oh, yeah, there's the problem. Rotten old tree roots. Paying too much attention to the dog. Come on, come on. Right. Nice little stream. Trickling by. Good source of water. So here we are back in the camp. It's a day camp. I'm going to do an overnight. I'm going to do several overnights here, but it's nice to be able to put up a tarp which isn't a camouflage tarp, because I don't have to worry about, you know, people seeing it. I don't have to worry about people kicking me off the land or anything like that. You know, just tied up with what I had to hand. Blue BT draw line, I think they call that. A couple of pegs made out of some hazel sticks, tied off to relevant trees where I could. You know, nice and simple. Don't have to worry about it. But we're going home now. We're going to go the other way out of the wood. Coming back into the field, so I've got to pick the dog up again, excuse me. Okay, dog's on board. Off we go. So this bit here, well, not all of this really, further down through here is when I get back to the stream, which at this point you can see the stream down there through the trees, and you can see the remains of the old boundary hedge or the old fence line. So at this point the stream forms the boundary. So to get up a fence there, I've got a lot of clearing to do actually over the stream, which will be interesting. Like this here, this magnificent tree, I'm going to try and leave that in actually, because that is the biggest spread of a hazel tree that I've ever seen, and it provides quite good cover from the field to the bottom end of the woodland. So you can see through there, you can see the back of my van in the distance at the driveway, and you know, there's the woodland sort of behind us. These bits here I've already cut down. Massive great elder that had just blown over and was completely blocking that bit. Hawthorn, same thing, just growing all away from the stream. Anyway, I'll come down here and walk through this way. Now there's the stream again, down there, tickling away. A little bit of barbed wire showing where the line of the fence goes. quite badly. I can put her down here. Quite badly eroded bank here. You can see the line of the fence line there. So I've got to make a plan for that. Ideally, I'd like to reinforce it with sort of, you know, hazel weave of some kind, or some willow plants or something to reinforce it, so that I can then, you know, build up behind it, and I'm not going to keep losing and losing and losing into that stream. Yeah, the fence line carries on down there. That's where we've just come from. So there's a hell of a lot of work to do on the clearance side through there. Lots of dead trees holding up, and this is the line that I've been clearing down so far. So that's my last strainer post to put in. The gate is just down there in the distance, and now just the next section to be done, really. And then I get into the fun bit, going through there. So yeah, there's a view of the trees just before the leaves come out. Ready pile of firewood, ready for processing, and a lot of wood for big bonfires. This has been a spoilt dog production for YouTube. Thanks for watching.